Okay, welcome everybody for another lunchtime social sciences coffee break. Here we are again to share a couple of learn resources. I'm going to share a secondary resource, and my wonderful colleagues Stacy and Alan will share a elementary resource. Remember, this is a sharing session. After we present our shares and we stop the recording, then you can ask questions, you can share any resources you have. So to start things off, a very special day today. We're going to share a couple similar games called Spot It. Stacy and Alan, here you go.
Wonderful. So as Paul said, today I'm going to present to you a Spot It style game. Some of you may be familiar with the game Spot It. You can buy it at many different retailers. Recently, my kids went to McDonald's. They even got a Spot It game at McDonald's. So it's quite popular out there. And basically, it's a game where you put down cards and you have to try to make a match between two different cards as fast as you can to get rid of all your cards. And the first person who gets rid of all their cards wins the game. So it is a card game. And the point, again, is matching the card. And in this aversion for social sciences or geography, history, and citizenship, students get 1 point for matching an image that is the same. And then they get a second point if they can connect the image to an aspect of society or describe a bit about the significance of the image in terms of that society and time period. And this game is a wonderful way to review concepts in geography, history, and citizenship, and can eventually, after students have played the game a few times, allows them to practice independently if they have extra time or if they finish an activity early in class. So I'm going to show you a few of the games that we have created for elementary Cycle 3 students. So here I'm bringing you to Societies and Territories, our website for elementary social sciences. And right now I brought you to the specific link for the Spot It game. However, if anytime you can find this resource under resources by type through the teacher menu if you're visiting through the homepage. So here you will see an example of all of the PDF versions we have of Spot It. So example here is Inuit around 1980. So again, you would print this, you would cut them out, you could potentially laminate it depending on how eager you are, and you would try to make matches. So for example, I see a dog sled or a hamutik here, and then there's one on this card there. So I would try to match them and explain that dog sleds maybe were an important form of transport traditionally for the Inuit people in Nunavik. These cards were all created using this online generator, Aaron Barker's Spot It clone generator, which you can visit here. There's a link right in the website if you want to create your own games for your students. So you can see here that you can drag and drop images or use text to create Spot It games. So for example, I can make one here, dog, cat, pig, horse, and then I could generate a game, and you could see here that I could have a little matching game that I could play with my students pretty quickly. Okay. Paul, I'll hand it off to you for your secondary resource for today. Paul, your mic is muted.
Oh, you missed all my good jokes. Okay, I got nothing left. Here we go. Now this is a great tool, this Spot It game clone generator, and I've used it for a few activities. I'm going to show you one that I did recently on for the Quiet Revolution. Basically, it's a similar idea. The students get 1 point for matching. I created a point system, and they get a second point if they do something on top of that, and so on, something related to their competency. So in this case, they're identify who and what the image represents, because they're people during the Quiet Revolution. And in this case, it's their ideology. And I built this with a couple tools, and I wanted to show you those tools as I feature the resource. So why do this? Well, it's a gamified way to review actors, yes, but also in events and concepts, depending on what sort of thing you do once they've matched it for extra points. Um, this one is for secondary students. Obviously, this technology could be used to generate these kinds of games and variations on them with for any level. So I'm going to show you where it is. It is available from the Educators Resources site, the normal Learn website. If you search for Quiet Revolution or even Spot It. But I wanted to take you to where it is on the history site and get back to the main resource that way because I wanted to show you that there is another resource there. Now, first of all, the Quiet Revolution is a page that's under construction. It only has some sort of general content on the top, and it was really set up quickly to house a few activities. So this student page is not quite finished yet. But if you travel down to the teacher's corner, there are several resources. There's an old resource on the Quiet Revolution and cartooning. And there's a new resource on the Quiet Revolution, which is a learning task, an LES style task. And I made the Spot It game while I was making this, but I didn't actually use it in the task because the Spot It game is more about people's faces. And that's what I wanted to show you here. So it is available through here, through the Quiet Revolution section of the site. And this link actually just goes back to the Learn search. So if you're searching for Spot It games or if you're searching for Quiet Revolution, you would find it. Yay, there it is. And before I click to show you the resource and explain it, I wanted to say that this is tagged as Social Sciences Tech Tip. And if you click here, you would see several other resources that are designed in the same way as sort of a quick tech tip in context of social sciences. So there's a few of them here, and you can see the spotted one here. So this is what it looks like. It's as Stacy showed, there was a game page, and some of the spotted games in elementary have instructions with them. This is my sort of instruction set. In other words, it's sort of a one pager that says the context of the Quiet Revolution, and the idea here is that to produce a list of key actors and the students could make this game, right? Students could research the roles and achievements, etc., and their ideologies, and they could prepare this game themselves. I actually used AI to create a quick list of people and verified that list. And the AI asked for where I can get the images, and I found the images. And before I show you the actual cards, I wanted to mention that when you see a card, well, I can show you. The card collection here right now. As Stacy showed you, it's a Spot It game. When you see the cards, you can see that the actual images are zoomed in on the face. And this was actually one of the most time-consuming things about making this kind of game is getting their face, in my case, because I wanted to show the face. So I added another tool that I found just this morning, which was actually great, called Magic Crop, which allowed me to throw all the images of people in and it cropped them to their face so that I could make this game easily using the Spot It clone tool by Aaron Barker, the same tool, choosing the round spotted cards. And this one here has an example of the actual games and how you might play it. And in my case, like I said, there's points for the historical actor. If you can define their ideology, you get an extra point if you could say what caused what and so on. So that's basically a spotted game for the secondary level, and there's a few of those in elementary level, and it's a great tool to use in class. Anyway, that's my share.
Wonderful. Thanks
Woo.
for joining us for another coffee break.